Good afternoon, one and all. Hope you are able to hear me.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks for the confirmation.
Right.
So last week we discussed about what is SAP, correct? The definition of SAP, the abbreviation of SAP, right? As I mentioned, it's a German product. So we are not supposed to say it as in SAP because in native German, SAP means a pig. Clear? What is SAP? SAP stands for
Systems, applications, products.
systems,
Systems,
applications, and products in data processing. Clear? Systems, applications, and products in data processing. As last week we discussed, again I'm reiterating. SAP stands for, we know what is systems, applications, and products in data processing. Right? We know why we call it as in systems. Why we call it as in systems?
because multiple organizations are using
It's not only communicate with one system, it will communicate with number of systems. The interface happens not only with SAP to SAP, it will happens with SAP to any number of systems. Clear? So that is the reason we call it as in systems. What do you mean by applications? What do you mean by applications? What do you mean by applications? How many modules are there in SAP?
36.
36 different modules.
36 different modules.
Yeah.
All modules are applications. Yeah.
So that is nothing but application. Applications are nothing but departments in a company. Clear? SAP not only supports one department or one application or one module, it supports different modules, like 36 total different modules. So no any other ERP will support that much application, that much departments. And products, in the sense, it will support not only one particular product, it will support manufacturing industry products, service industry products, and trading products. So end-to-end products it will give support. So that is the reason we call it as in systems, applications, and products in data processing. Data in the sense, we will receive data from systems, we will receive the data from different departments, we will receive the data of different products. It will process everything and it will give reports. So total, how many reports SAP will generate? Standard reports?
2000.
More than 2000.
More than 2000.
Okay. So this is about your SAP. So when it comes to SAP, one second. Okay. As I said that we are going to discuss initially ECC 6 on EHP 7 version. I'll tell you what are the different versions we have. Hope everyone are able to see the screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So here, as I said that SAP stands for systems, applications, and products in data processing. Okay. The SAP stands for systems, applications, and products in data processing. And SAP is what is the company name of SAP? Company name of SAP is SAP AG. What is company name of SAP? They gave the company name as their product name itself. SAP AG. AG stands for AG. AG stands for AG. Normally in India, we call it as in public limited companies, private limited companies, correct? When it comes to US, they will call it as an incorporations, Microsoft incorporations, IBM corporation, right? When it comes to Europe, they don't have a limited, public limited or private limited corporations. They will call it as a AG, AG, BMW AG. It's nothing but a limited kind of thing. Clear? So what is the company name of SAP? SAP AG. Okay. Which is like a limited in India and incorporation or corporation in US and UK, etc. It was founded by 5 ex-employees of IBM. Who has developed this company? Who are the founders of this particular company? Is nothing but Dietmar Hopp, okay, and Hans Werner Hector. Next one, Klaus Wellenrother. Next one, Klaus Scherer. Next one, Hasso Plattner. So these five gentlemen has developed SAP in the year 1972. In which year they have developed? They have started company in the year 1972 and they have developed a software called SAP. I'll tell you what is the first name of SAP. Okay, SAP is a market leader in ERP software solutions. You don't need not to require to remember all this stuff, but just for your awareness, I'm giving this. SAP is a market leader in ERP software solutions. SAP is the largest non-American software company by revenue. Right? This is a non-American company. Why non-American company? Because it's a German company. SAP is a German company. It's not American company. So if you take across the globe, number one is a Microsoft company. Number two is IBM. And number three is SAP across the globe. Clear? What are the whatever companies, software companies you are taking? First, number one company is Microsoft. The next followed by IBM. Next, SAP. Okay. So that both are SAP, sorry, what we call IBM and Microsoft are American companies. And when it comes to SAP, it's a non-American company. Clear? SAP is the largest non-American software company by revenue. And the world third largest publicity traded software company by revenue in the world after Microsoft and IBM. Clear? Third largest company. When it comes to ERP, this is the number one company. SAP is the number one company. Across overall software companies, this is the third largest. And in the year 2027, it's going to be overtake IBM also. Okay. And its headquarters is in Walmart, which is in Germany. Where is the SAP headquarters? It's in Walmart, which is in German, with the regional offices in 180 countries across the globe. This is 2020 statistics. And I'll update you within 2 months, the latest statistics also. So its headquarters is in Walmart in Germany with the regional offices in 180 different countries. The company has over 4,25,000 customers in over 180 countries. Now it's more than this, for more than 4,25,000 customers. Any questions still here? Any questions?
Nope, nothing for my.
Yeah. The ERPs, the other ERPs, as I said that SAP is a ERP software solution. ERP, right? So what is ERP? What are the other ERPs are there in the market? As I said that. Who are the competitors for ERPs? So SAP for all other departments in the organization, right? Oracle. There is one ERP called Oracle. This is specialist in finance. Only finance it will do. It supports only finance department. BAN. It's only for production and purchase department. JD Edwards. It's related to sales. And PeopleSoft. HR specialist. Clear? Even though these are ERPs, but it will support only one department. Oracle for finance, BAN for production, JD Edwards for sales, PeopleSoft for HR. But when it comes to SAP, it supports all the departments in the organization. Whatever departments are there, it will support all the departments in an organization. Clear? Even though these are the competitors for SAP, but they are not considered as competitors at all. Because whatever business solutions SAP is going to give, any other ERPs are not going to give. And there are thousands of ERPs are there. I have taken only few examples. What do you mean by ERP? What is an ERP?
Enterprise resource planning.
I'll tell you what is an ERP actually, what it is useful. See here. This is one more documentation. So what is ERP? ERP stands for enterprise. Okay. What is E stands for in ERP? E stands for either it can be considered as an enterprise or business or organization or an entity. What is ERP? ERP, E stands for enterprise. It could be an enterprise. It could be a business. It could be an organization. It could be an entity. Okay. What do you mean by R? R stands for resources. Who are the resources for any organization? It's men, money, machine, and marketing. These are the resources: men, money, machine, and marketing. Okay. And P stands for planning. What do you mean by planning? Planning is nothing but how to utilize the available resources. How to utilize the available resources in a fuller extent. In a fuller extent, by maximizing the profits, by minimizing the cost. Understood? By getting more profits, by decreasing the cost. So that is called an ERP. What is an ERP? ERP stands for enterprise, resources, and planning. Okay. But how it is helped us? For example, as already we discussed, what are the other ERPs? SAP competitors, Oracle, BAN, JD Edwards, and PeopleSoft. Need of an ERP. What is the need actually? For any organization, what is the need of an ERP? Right? So as I said that in an organization, there will be several departments, correct? There would be several departments. I'm taking small example of small organization, small business. Okay. One is sales department. Next, there is one more department called inventory department. Next one, production and planning department. And shop floor. Shop floor is nothing but your factory where manufacturing take place. Next one, finance department. And next one, HR department. So there are different departments are there, like sales, inventory, production and planning, shop floor, finance, and HR department. Okay, what is the need of ERP here? So in entire across the globe, the software, you know that systems, the systems or softwares are divided into two types. There are two types of softwares. One is decentralized system software, decentralized system, or decentralized software, or decentralized system software. Next one, centralized system software. Centralized system software. Okay, so there are two types of software. So one is decentralized system software. Next one, centralized system software. So first one, you can see here, first one. Decentralized system software means non-ERP softwares. Okay, decentralized system software. What do you mean by decentralized system? Where data maintained locally, means whatever data is there. For example, how many departments are there? How many departments are there here?
6 departments.
6 departments. And each department maintains their own data. Locally, in the sense, sales department will maintain their own data. Inventory department will maintain their own data. Production and planning department will maintain their own data. Shop floor will maintain their own data. Finance department maintains their own data. HR department will maintain their own data. So sales department doesn't know what is happening with the inventory. Inventory department doesn't know what is happening in other departments. Like each department doesn't know what is happening in other departments. Okay. So here, decentralized system software, where data maintained locally, means each department will have their own data and other departments will not have knowledge on other departments' data. So each department maintains their own data. The other departments will not have access to other department information. Okay. So other department information. Due to that, there is no free flow of data. Free flow of data from one department to another department. What happens? One department information will not flow to other department, even though all are working under one roof. All are working for example, Reliance Industries. In Reliance Industries, there is a sales department, inventory department, all these departments are there. But each and every department doesn't know what is happening in other department. So is there any information is having sales department of other departments? Is having any information? Hello?
Yes or
No.
no?
No, right?
Yes.
So what is the problem occurs if information is not there? All are working under one roof, one organization, all are working for one organization. For example, a company is using BAN for production, right? And BAN for purchase, Oracle for finance, okay, JD Edwards for sales, PeopleSoft for HR, right? So there are different softwares are using for different departments. So what happens, as I said last week, what I said, there is BAN is developed in one programming language, Oracle is developed in one programming language, right? JD Edwards is developed in one programming language, and PeopleSoft is developed in one programming language. What happens?
Communications.
There is no proper communication between. What is the purpose? Why I'll use softwares? Why I am using Oracle? Why I am using BAN? Why I am using JD Edwards? Why I am using PeopleSoft? By spending huge amount, by spending a lot of amounts.
To maintain the books.
Because at the end, I would like to know what is my organization, how my organization is running, right?
Based on the data, yeah.
Different reports, right?
Yes.
So is it possible to get common report by using different softwares?
No.
Because here we are using different softwares, different programming language, different languages. So I can't generate HR reports in BAN. I can't generate finance reports in JD Edwards. I can't generate sales reports in BAN. I can't generate HR reports in Oracle. So for each and everything, I need to generate a separate. So integration is not possible. Integration is not possible. Now you can see, I've taken one example. For example, the decentralized system means organization, each department is using different softwares. Then what happens? See here, for example, I am having different departments, as I said. Okay, one customer want a product on an urgent basis. So what he has done is, he has approached sales department first. Where he has approached, he will approach sales department. Sales department is nothing but your showroom. Clear? So he need an urgent basis. So here customer approached sales department for some product on an urgent basis. Okay. Sales department does not have a real-time information on the availability of the product. Right? Here customer approached sales department. Sales department is using different software. Right? In stores, in showroom, there is a product is not available. Whether the product is available in production and planning department or inventory, this sales department doesn't have a knowledge. Why? Because this data is not available with this sales department, and production and planning department data is not available with the sales department. Okay. So sales department does not have a real-time information on the availability of the product. Then what happens? Sales department will approach inventory department. It may take some time. Because of that, the customer may reach to other vendor. It leads to loss of revenue and customer dissatisfaction. See, when customer approached sales department for some particular product, and sales department is not having information whether the product is available or not, then what happens? Sales department will go to production and planning department to check whether the product is available or not. If the real-time information is there with the sales department, then immediately they can respond back to customer that whether the product is available or not. But here the sales department went to production and planning department, and they have checked whether the product is available or not. If the product is not available, then they came back and they will update the customer. Will customer wait till that particular time? As I mentioned, he needs an urgent basis. Yes, and we are not the monopolies in the market. What he will do?
He'll choose
another vendor. He will go to the other vendor beside whoever are the competitors. So what is happening? Because we don't have a real-time information here. Next time, will he come?
No.
First impression is the best impression and the last impression. Because he feels that, okay, if I go to this particular store, I won't get any information immediately. They ask us to wait. First rule, right? And next one, here we are losing the revenue. You can see it, sales department, okay. It leads to customer may reach to other vendor. It leads to loss of revenue and customer dissatisfaction. And we are not the monopolies in the market. If once customer we are losing, in the sense we are losing forever. Clear? Next one. In case the product is out of stock, means they have approached to production and planning department, and here also the product is not available. In production and planning department also, the product is not available. In case of the product is out of stock, then the sales team will approach production and planning team to manufacture the product for the future purpose. So what these people will do, so for again the customer may come, so the product is not available, so they will ask to manufacture the product. Then the production and planning will check for the availability of raw material to manufacture the product. What they required raw material, correct? So they required, production and planning department required raw material to produce the product. The raw material information separately maintained by production and planning department and as well as inventory department. Understood? So here raw material information will be maintained by production and planning department separately, and raw material information will be maintained by inventory department separately. Two departments will maintain same information, raw material information. So what happens here? Okay. This leads to data duplication. Here in software environment, we need to save the data as much as possible. Okay. Instead of the saving, we are making a duplication in decentralization system. Okay. So next one, according to inventory department, the raw material is available. According to inventory department, the raw material is available. See, these people are maintaining raw material, and these people are also maintaining raw material. According to inventory department, they have a raw material according to their database. But when it comes to production and planning department database, they don't have a raw material. Okay. The production and planning, according to inventory department, the raw material is available. But according to production and planning department database, the raw material is not available. So production and planning department will trust their database. So according to production and planning department, is it the raw material is available? Is the raw material available? According to PNP, production and planning department?
No.
No.
So what production and planning department will do is, instead of asking inventory department, they will start procurement process, P2P process. What is P2P process they will do? They will search for vendors who can give the raw material, supply the raw material. Okay. And they will search for vendor, okay, who can supply the raw material and enters into an agreement with vendor. They will enter an agreement with vendor. Due to this, inventory cost goes up. Why? Because already we have a raw material. And what again production and planning department is doing? They have again purchasing the raw material. Already we have a raw material with inventory department, but without asking inventory department, production and planning department again purchasing the raw material. So the raw material is wasting here. So the inventory cost goes up. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So when raw material or inventory received, so here, okay, these people have what they have done. So the production and planning department enters into an agreement with the vendor. Okay. And what vendor said is, vendor has supplied the raw material to shop floor, means nothing but factory or plant, where actually the production take place. Okay. So here production and planning department nor vendor update the shop floor that the raw material is coming to shop floor. So shop floor people doesn't know the raw material is coming to shop floor for manufacture. So here what happens? When raw material or inventory received by shop floor, they realize that there is a shortage of labor. There is a shortage of labor to manufacture the product. Shop floor approaches to HR department to recruit temporary labor, which will be higher than the market rate. So labor cost goes up. So what is happening here? So they have received, the shop floor received the raw material. They realized that to manufacture the product, they don't have a labor, proper labor, sufficient labor. Now the shop floor will approach to HR department to recruit temporary labor for time being. So normally, if on emergency basis, labor in the sense they will get higher price. So here the labor cost will increases. The labor cost will increases. Temporary labor are getting. So to manufacture the products on emergency basis, so the labor cost will get increases. Next one, production and planning department fails to update the finance department on time regarding raw material which are purchased from the vendor on credit basis. So here, what is the production and planning department role? They need to update the HR department, finance department, that they have purchased raw material from vendor on a credit basis, so that finance department can pay to the vendor on time. But here production and planning department and finance department not having a proper communication. So what happens? They have not able to update the payment of vendor on time. So what happens? And finance department fails to pay on time to vendor. So what happens? Production and planning department fails to update the finance department on time regarding raw material which are purchased from the vendor on credit. Okay, finance department will not able to pay on time to vendor. It may leads to legal actions. So vendor may take a legal actions and loss of reputation, and we will lose discounts. So next time, does the vendor gives on credit? Because first time we are not paying on time.
No, sir. Definitely
Right?
not.
Yeah. Understood. This is called a decentralized system. Means there is no improper communication between one department to another department. Understood these points? This channel, decentralized system, there is no relation between one department to another department. When it comes to centralized system, centralized system software, if a this is nothing but SAP system. If a company maintains centralized system software, then the data will be maintained at a central level. Central level in the sense there is a repository will be there. So all the data can be accessed from there. Okay. Data will be shared with all the departments. Departments will have access to get the data of other departments, which means there is a real-time data can be accessed among all the departments. Right? The same example here I'm taking. Okay. So here there is a centralized system software, ERP. So means all the departments will update their data in centralized system. In centralized system. They need not to go and check with production and planning departments. Directly sales department can check in centralized system. Inventory department need not to go and check for the raw material. They to production and planning department, they can check in centralized system. Okay. Shop floor is need not to go to HR department for employment or labor. So they can directly update in the centralized system. We will see the same example. Customer reaches to sales department for some products and he needs an urgent basis. Okay. So sales department need not to check. Okay. Sales department will have a real-time information about the availability of the product. They know whether the product is available or not. The data is updated by inventory department in centralized system. sales department will be able to replies to customer on time, which leads to increase in revenue and customer delight. So here, inventory department will update their product, and as well as production and planning will also update the products in centralized system. So sales department, we can check in the system whether the product is available or not. If the product is available, then they will do the sales. If product is not available, they will immediately reply back to customer, right? Immediately. They are not wasting the customer time here. Like in the decentralized system, how they are wasting, right? So first of all, if product is there, immediately they will do the sale, and that will convert into a revenue. If product is not available, then immediately they will reply back that the product is not available at present, shortage, right? Even though customer is getting information, then he will feel some sort of satisfaction. If he won't get here, then he will go and he will check other next door. Clear? So this is next one. In case the product needs to be manufactured, then the sales department updates in centralized system for production of goods, right? So here the customer needs 10 products, but there is no product here. Then sales department will update in centralized system that the customer may require in future also 10 different products, 10 products. Then they will update in centralized system, right? Production and planning department updates in centralized system about requirements and checks for the availability of raw material, which is updated by inventory department. So inventory department will update the raw material information here, right? So production and planning department will check whether the raw material is available or not, and what is the sales department requirement, right? So production and planning department updates in centralized system about requirements and checks for the availability of raw material, which is updated by the inventory department. So here both are not maintaining separate information, separate data, right? They are maintaining common data. So thus data duplication can be avoided. And accurate data will be available. Okay. Next one, shop floor updates the manpower status regularly in centralized system. How many people are available on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on monthly basis? Shop floor department will update in centralized system, which can be accessed by HR department on a regular basis. What is the requirement and everything. In case of shortage of manpower, then HR team will start the process of recruitment on time to hire the suitable candidates at market price. So they know pretty well that we are facing a shortage of labor. So immediately they can start recruitment process on market price. Thus the labor cost will go down. Whereas in decentralized system, the labor cost will be more when compared to centralized system. And here vendor can submit their invoices directly in centralized system. As soon as they supply the raw material, one hand, they will supply their invoices in another hand to finance department in centralized system, which can be accessed by finance department. With that, the finance department can make the payment on time to vendor. So with that, the possible legal actions can be avoided. So discounts can be received. Understood? Any questions on this? Is about your ERP. Means whatever department, whatever resources are there, that we can utilize fuller extents for these benefits. So real-time information will flow between all the departments. So we can generate the revenues, we can avoid the data duplication, we can make a customer satisfaction, labor cost can be reduced, on-time payment to vendor, inventory cost can be reduced, legal actions can be avoided. So this is nothing but these are the different resources, fuller extent we can utilize by minimizing the cost and maximizing the profit. Understood what is ERP? Any questions here?
Yes, sir, understood. No questions.
How about others?
Yeah.
No, sir,
No
no
questions.
questions.
So here, as I said that in the year 1972, The five gentlemen named their software as, before SAP, it used to prior name of SAP was SAPD. It's a SAPD, System Analysis and Program Development. Clear? It's a SAPD, System Analysis and Program Development. Clear? So the earlier name, first name of SAP was in the year 1972. They used to call it as an SAPD, System Analysis and Program Development. There was only one client. The first client was Imperial Chemical Industries in Germany. The first client was Imperial Chemical Industries in Germany. So first company who were the first clients for SAP was Imperial Chemicals. They used to develop this SAPD company was used to develop programs for payroll and accounting. They were not into ERP, complete ERP. They used to write up programs on payroll and accounting. It is restricted to only payroll department and accounting department. Understood? So what was the first SAP prior name? SAPD, System Analysis and Program Development. And the first name of this one is, the first client was SAP was Imperial Chemical Industries. And SAP used to develop a programming called payroll and accounting. Okay. So here, earlier in the before 1972, we used to store the data manually on punch cards. They used to store the data in punch cards mechanically. Okay. And as IBM used to do, they started now first this SAPD started electronic storage devices. They started storing it locally in the electronic system. The first electronic system storage was introduced by SAP only. The floppy disk, hard disk concept came into the picture by SAP only. Okay, prior to that, they used to store the data in punch card manually, like files and all those stuff. But here, the first time, SAPD was started storing it locally in the electronic system while using common logical database for all activities of the organization. All the activities are used to store locally in electronic system. We used to call them as in floppy disk, whether you know it or not. Okay. So therefore, they called their software as a real-time system. Real-time system. What do you mean by real-time system? What do you mean by real-time system? For example, if you want to check your bank balance, what you will do? I want to check my current, now my bank balance. How can I check?
I can go to the app and check it from
Sorry?
there.
In
I
an
can-
application,
The bank
mobile.
statement or internet banking.
Internet banking or simple phone pay or GPay?
Yes.
Right. So am I going to get as on at 3:30, whatever balance is there, am I going to get same balance or yesterday's or day before balance I'll get it? Current balance means that is called real-time information.
Yes.
That is called real-time information in the sense what is the current status that we are going to get. So before SAP, again I'm telling you, before SAP, we are using computers, but we are not used to get the real-time information. We are not going to get, before 1972, when SAP was not introduced, before that computers were there. But the real-time information, then we never used to get. Clear? So they came up with the first concept, the real-time concept came up with SAP only. So they call it as in their system was R1. R1. I'll tell you what is R1, R2, and R3. The first one, R1, R stands for real time. 1 stands for 1 layer or 1 tier system. R2 is nothing but real time 2 system. What is R? R is not changed here. R is nothing but real time information. 1 is nothing but 1 tier. 2 is nothing but 2 tier system. 3 is nothing but 3-tier system. Okay. So I'll tell you what is R1, R2, R3. What is exactly. And now we are into, this is nothing but first generation. 1 stands for first generation. 2 stands for second generation. 3 stands for third generation. Now what is the generation in SAP? What is the generation? We are in which generation in SAP? All our end users. S4. Do you know about S4 HANA, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What is 4 here? 4th generation.
Okay.
Okay. 4 is nothing but your 4th generation. R1 is nothing but your first layer, nothing but first generation. R2, R3, and S4 now. So what is R1 here? I'll tell you. This is very important concept to understand. SAP R1, first in the year 1972, SAP R1, single tier. R is nothing but real time. 1 is nothing but single tier. Single tier means standalone system. Standalone system. I'll tell you. What do you mean by standalone system? For example, I'm staying in Dilshid Nagar. I'm staying in Dilshid Nagar. You are staying 50 kilometers away from me. 50 kilometers away from me. And in your laptop, there is a resume. There is a resume. Okay, your own resume is there in your laptop, but you don't have internet. You don't have an internet, right? And I want to view your resume. How can I view? How can I view? You don't have an internet to send. You don't have a internet to send an email to me, that resume. How can I view? It's important for me to view. What are the possibilities?
Maybe we can
Fax.
save it
Sorry?
in a drive. Maybe we can save it in a drive where you
Drive in
both
the sense,
can.
how can I send? Drive also I need to send, right? Either you have to come along with your laptop at my place, or what I
Fax.
can do, or I need to come to your place. Yes or no? Is there any other possibility? Yes, no, maybe, may not be.
No.
There is only one possibility. Either you have to come to two possibilities. Either you have to come to my place, or I have to come to your place to view your resume. Apart from this, is there any other possibility?
No.
Once we can send with others.
No.
This is the only possibility, right? So
Yes.
here in olden days, what does it mean in the sense? In olden days, I'll tell you. This is my system. This is my system. So here, there are 3 layers. In one system, in your laptop or desktop, there will be 3 layers. Okay. 3 layers will be there. One is, here I have explained. First layer is nothing but your presentation layer. Presentation layer. Okay. Next one, application layer. Application layer. Next one, database layer. Okay, three in any system, we have a 3 layers. If you take your mobile also, we have 3 layers. Okay, anything. So presentation layer is nothing but your monitor. Okay, presentation layer is nothing but your monitor. Application layer is nothing but the processing. For example, you are having your Android phone or iOS phone, right? You purchased Android or iPhone. Okay, so for example, if you install WhatsApp in your mobile phone, what you will do? What you will do?
We'll update our details, basic things.
And after that, how you will download that WhatsApp application?
Play Store.
Either if it is Android,
Yes, I will choose Android or iOS.
I see either, and if it is Android, that is nothing but App Store, Play Store, and if it is iOS, App Store, correct? So
Yes,
here,
sir.
what is Play Store and App Store? What are these two? Store, you are calling it as a store. App Store and Play, whatever, Play Store. What are these? These are the application layers. Whatever mobile you purchased, clear, that is nothing but the screen is called it as a presentation layer, where the output will be get presented. But here, whatever you want, what you will do, if you want to download YouTube, what you will do? You will go to your App Store or Play Store and you will type WhatsApp. Then what it will do? The application layer will process and it will go to the WhatsApp database. It will go to WhatsApp, your whatever Play Store or App Store you're requesting. That request will go to the WhatsApp database or YouTube database or whatever data you are requesting. That will go to your database layer and it will take from there. Okay. And that will be processed and that will be shown in your presentation layer. Understood? What is a presentation layer? Nothing but your front end, your screen. Application layer is nothing but your processing part. And database layer is nothing but your where you're saving the data. For example, in your desktop, you will save everything in your hard disk. Correct? So in your desktop, what are the 3 layers are there? One is your monitor. What is that? What is that? Your monitor. What is your screen?
Monitor is just like a presentation layer. I think.
Presentation layer. Next one. What is where you are saving the data? Where is your resume? Where it will be stored?
Database.
In the database layer, right? And how you will request? You will search, right?
Through application layer.
That's it. So if all are at one place, earlier, see, when I said in the resume is in your laptop, I want to see that resume. You don't have an internet facility, then what I have to do? I have to come to your place and I need to check. So the presentation layer is at your place. The application layer is at your place. And the database layer is also at whose place? Whose place?
In our place only.
Same. So that is called R1 system. Even though you have a real-time information, but all are at one place. One layer. One layer in the sense, presentation layer is at same place, application layer is also same place, and database layer is also at one place. If earlier, whenever we want to see our balance in the bank, so what I have to do? What we have to do? Then when there was no net banking, what we used to do? Anyone knows?
We need to go to bank and
Bank means in the bank, they have a system. They have a presentation layer at their place. They have an application layer at their place, and database layer is also their place only. So they will check and they will update in your passbook, whatever current balance. Correct? So that is called R1. R1 in the sense real time, one layer. One layer in the sense all the layers, nothing but all the presentation layer or application layer or database layer at one place, then this is called R1 system. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
R1. Next, they came up with, so here, I said, in the early 1980s, 1972 to 80, they were using R1 system only. In the year 1980, they have released R2. They have released R2 version. What they have done in R2 version? Okay, it is a mainframe architecture. Client server concept came into the picture in the year 1980. In the year 1980, right? This is nothing but in R2 system. So all are at one place, right? In R1 system. Accepted?
Yes, sir.
In
Yes,
R2 system, what they made is they have separated presentation layers. Presentation layer, nothing but your monitor. They have separated your presentation layer from database layer and application layer. They have separated database layer and application layer. At that particular time only, they came up with a concept called LAN, L-A-N, LAN and WAN concept, local area network and wide area network. Understood? So they have separated. So number of presentation layers are connected to database layer. Understood? Number of presentation layers are connected. Your internet centers, whether you saw internet center or not, there would be one server and number of systems that will be connected to one server. Yes or no? You know that?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So here also presentation layer is nothing but there will be number of monitors, okay, screens, but there will not be any separate database layer. That all one database layer will be connected to number of presentation layer. For example, in the year 90s, whenever we get a results in Usmania University results in the system, okay, then we need to wait. Server busy. Means what they used to do, see, this is called client server. This is called server. And these are called clients. Client 1, client 2, client 3. Client 1, client 2, client 3. So there is a time sharing ratio. There is a time sharing concept in R2. What is time sharing? First 3 minutes for client 1. Okay. Next 3 minutes for client 2. Next 3 minutes for client 3. Means what happens? Whenever all three are inputting the request, first whose request the server will accept?
First one.
Client 1, because the first 3 minutes will given to whom? Client 1. Next 3 minutes will be given to?
Client 2.
Next 3 minutes will be given to?
Client 3.
Client 3. So first, unless until the process completes, the other two clients need to sit idle. And what is the response they get? They will get the server is busy. Did you ever face this issue?
Yes, sir.
Right? Server busy in the sense nothing but one server is connected to number of clients, number of presentation layers. Right? This is called R2. What is R2? R2 in the sense real-time information, but they become, instead of having one layer, they made it as in 2 layers. So they have separated presentation layer with application layer and database layer. So this is called R2 concept. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Next one, they came up with a concept called R3 concept in the year 1991. Okay. So what they have done is they made 3 different layers. Database layer at one place, application layer they have separated, presentation layer they have separated. Right? Now, if you search in your mobile phone, who is the current president of South Korea? how much time will it take?
Up to
You're
1
also
hour.
searching and I am also searching. And internet speed and everything is same. Do we get simultaneously or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Why? Earlier, because my time will be, there will be a time sharing ratio. First, probably your request will be taken, and after that, my request. But now, when they have separated application layer separately, they have separated database layer separately, application layer separately, presentation layer separately. Means each presentation layer is connected to application layer, and application layer will be connected to database layer. And what is the capacity of application layer in the sense that is nothing but your RAM, random access memory, most powerful memory. Means it will take the information, okay, and same time it will give the information within fraction of second. Within fraction of
Okay.
second, right? This is called R3 concept. There would be number of presentation layers will be connected to number of application layers, and that will be connected to database layer. So that is the reason iOS, whatever we are calling it as an app store, whatever we are calling. So that's the reason mobile, this particular technology came into the picture. Earlier, mobile phones in the sense only small phone. After that, memory card. And after that, the technology came up with these R3 layers. Any questions? Now understood what is R1, R2 and R3?
Yes, sir.
What
Yes.
is R1? Real time, 1 tier.
One
1
tier.
tier in the sense, what does it mean?
Data application presentation it in one
At one place. Next one, R2 in the sense?
2-tier configuration.
2 tier in the sense, what is separated from? Presentation layer
Presentation
is
and
separated
data.
from database and application layer. And R3 in the sense? Presentation layer is
Presentation,
separated, application layer is separated, and database layer is separated. Okay, I'll talk when we talk about S4 HANA part. Any questions here? See, this is a client server. So normally what happens is, globally, these are the clients, these are the application layers, and these are the database layer, right? And the database layer. So here what happens is, so there would be two database layer. One is main database layer and one is backup. So every 24 hours, SAP, there are two database layers will be there. Why? Because to take the backup, right? Why they have started backup in the sense, in the year 1990, earlier, the most of the servers used to maintain in Japan. Most of the SAP servers are used to maintain in Japan. SAP servers in the sense, third-party servers used to maintain in Japan, right? There is a huge natural calamity was happened in Japan. So almost all the databases were got crashed. So because of that, there is a huge loss was happened. So, but from that particular time onwards, they are maintaining, every database is maintaining one server at one place and one server at a different location. If they are maintaining one server in Singapore, then one server in China. And this interface happens every 24 hours. The backup will be taken 24 hours. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So there would be always a backup server will be there. Fine. Any questions still here?
No, nothing.
Right?
Okay.
So very important concept, these concept R1, R2 and R3 concept. Try to understand this concept. It's not mandatory someone will ask you. But if you want to explain someone what is R1, R2 and R3, you need to have a knowledge. Because the R1 concept, client server concept, came into the picture with SAP only. Right? Who were the founders of SAP? It's not required to remember. Okay. So here, as I said that. So what I'll do is, I'm very sorry, my throat is paining today. So I'll stop here itself. Tomorrow we'll continue with the versions. Tomorrow we will spend complete till 5 o'clock or till 4:30. Is that okay?
Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, because initial we will have another next week also we will have a short description. Once we enter into the practical part, then we will have the complete this thing. Okay.
So when we will get the materials, sir?
This particular material, once I'll complete next week or the other week, I'll give you.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay, sir. It's
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you,
Server,
sir.
I'll give you when we start our practical, and because the things are IDs and everything is getting created. So within 2 to 3 weeks, I'll give it.
Okay.
So for server, we need to come to any place or
Not required, not required. Remote access only I'll give.
okay, okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.